Thank you, Zoe. It's a great idea. I like it. I wish I could bike more, but I don't. Next up, Diana Morse, Center for Entrepreneurs. Great place to be.
It's right there.
Thank you.
Did you have,
We can just leave it there, that's fine. How's everybody doing?
Good, yeah.
Good. Good. Well, my name's Diana, and I have a dream, and I appreciate the opportunity to share it with each of you. My dream actually began on the urban streets in Brazil, where I grew up. And my inspiration for my dream really came from a youth that just had this amazing tenacity and this incredible audacity, living life out loud and big without fear. And what kind of clicked with me is understanding that, wow, you know, if you took all this energy and gave them the right resources, the right tools, the right knowledge, they could really be a monumental force for change, for good. Then over the next 20 years, what I experienced was kind of depressing. What I experienced actually was this culture that kind of just disengages from young people. You know, it starts about the time that they're about 12 or 13, that awkward stage, and then they really don't get engaged again until they're about, 21, 22, or coming out of college or whatever. And I just thought that this was really sad because there's this lack of energy or investment or enthusiasm in people in that age range. And so I tried to understand this culture phenomenon. And what it did is it really instilled in me a desire to invest in people, younger people, that are dreamers and visionaries, kind of like we were talking about and you mentioned early on. What happens when you're young, you have all these ideas and dreams, and then they get squelched, right? Nobody wants to listen to them. Nobody really gives you space to try it out. So my dream actually is to open a center for entrepreneurs here in Lafayette. There would basically be 3 components to it. I listed them up here. The core really would be this institute, and the institute would be a place where we would offer a 3-month intensive training really for entrepreneurs. The initial process would be kind of putting out there, hey, who has great ideas? Who wants to go into business for themselves, but you really don't know how? And out of that group, we would pick maybe 6 to 8 minimum. We'd keep the group pretty tight. And then over the next 3 months, really invest in them, teaching them everything that they really need to know to get started. How do you take this idea up here and put a business plan together to make it work? The incubator is the final piece where they would, at the end of their training, at the end of this 3-month, they would actually have to put a proposal together and say, this is my business plan, this is what I want to do. And out of those, we would pick 1 or 2 maybe to fund and support for a whole 12 months to take them from their idea, their business plan, to a full-fledged business. The store is a critical part. The storefront would give them hands-on experience to learning all the different components of running a business so that they could understand, the headache of cleaning up after everybody leaves and, what do you do when an employee doesn't show up? How do you manage payroll? How do you manage the insurance, the finances, the cash flows, reading all the financial spreadsheets? So the storefront would give them the hands-on training, but it would also provide a retail space so when they launch their business, it would give them a storefront to actually sell their product there. So that's the idea that I have. A couple of things that I'd like to incorporate in this that I see would be really cool would be to use the institute on off-season or on the time when we're not having the training of the participants, is actually to offer workshops and seminars for the greater community in terms of business knowledge, business sense. One thing that I really see lacking not to be critical, but one thing that I really see lacking in our business people here locally is not a real good understanding of social networking, of the power of the web. You know, we are interconnected, but it is different. We are in a global environment, and you can have an impact from here to just about anywhere in the world. So that's my dream, and I appreciate having the chance to share.